Dumelang Mzansi, and welcome back to Sisters Without Shame, a no-holds-barred podcast that is proudly brought to you by Health for Mzansi. I am your host, Noluthando Ngakani, and I am here to hold your hand as you seek the answers to those medical shames and woes you dare not speak of in public. Mzansi, have you ever thought about what it takes to summit up a mountain? Random thought, but today's guest took about 3 months to prepare to summit Mt Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Bontle Moraladi, who is 30, and Dineo Khumalo, who is 43, join us this week to unpack their journey up Kilimanjaro. You guys did the summit up Mt Kilimanjaro. Dineo, what made you decide to embark on this journey?
So I went to this conference, this CETA conference in KZN, and this guy was speaking. I think the CEO of FNB started speaking about entrepreneurship and how innovation does not happen in the workplace. You can actually just go and sit at a coffee shop, and that's when you actually become creative and formal stuff. And then this guy came in. I think he conquered Kilimanjaro 10 times. And he did Everest. He does the Nelson Mandela climb. And then he was just telling us his story of how he started with the small mountains, and everyone was saying that he could not make it and he proved them wrong. And for me, the story was behind the story that, it's like when you go through difficult things in your life, I think that's when you must do things that people think that you can't do. And then I looked at Arabella and I said to her, we're going to do this Kilimanjaro thing. You're crazy. We never want to be able to do it, Kiri. Yes, we are going to be doing it. And I think at that time, I was really going through a rough time in my life, in my own personal life. And I just thought I needed to do something, something extraordinary, something that you would not normally do, just to prove to myself that, life is not all about this that you see in front of you. There's so much more to life. And that's how the interest was sparked.
And for you, Carrie, did you have any special reason why you wanted to also summit up?
I think I like things to start with because I shut this idea down from the very beginning. I said, no way, you're actually crazy. We're definitely going to die. I'm not climbing that mountain. I'm not doing it. You're crazy. And she just kept on and kept on and kept on for a long time. And the next year we found ourselves at the top of the mountain. So I bought into the idea eventually, and when I did, I went in. It wasn't gray, it was very black and white. We decided what we were going to do, we researched what we needed to do, we researched the best ways in which we would succeed, and we took the time and we prepared for it. And because of preparation and because of channeling our mindset early enough, we did it. It's actually not that crazy. I'd do it again. Let's go tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely we'll do it again.
What was then kind of training methods that you guys used to prep for the expedition? I think maybe Dineo, you can also especially speak on this.
We were runners. We ran a lot. And I think from that perspective, we knew that deep down, I knew that we could make it. I mean, people that run 42 kilometers, it's not everyone that just wakes up and goes and run a 42 kilometer. And we were doing it and we were consistently running. But we realized when we were there that it's actually more a mindset thing than a training thing, because you actually walk very slow. If you walk too fast, you're not going to make it. So the idea is for you to be mentally ready for the conditions of the climate when you are there and the effects that it has on your body, and to remain calm and to have people like my sister and my friend that were there. Our days were different. The one day I was weak, I was vomiting most of the time when we were going up. My sister had headaches. The other friend had nausea and breathing at some point. So I think the idea is that you must just be fit, general fitness. It's not that you must do extraordinary gym. I don't think it's about that actually. Because you realize that we went 2 years before that guy, Gugu, died. And that guy was super fit. So it's all about being able to listen to your body and climatizing yourself on the mountain. To be honest with each other.
Yes, about how you feel. We made a pact. I mean, we're sisters, and our father was He didn't speak to us for 2 weeks because we decided to go on this climb. He was like, oh my gosh, what if I lose 2 of my daughters? And so we made a decision that we would always be honest about how we feel. And if we honestly felt like we weren't acclimatizing properly and we felt our bodies and our organs were in danger, we would say it and we would retreat. Like, this was not going to take our lives because our pride or because of shame or whatever, if we couldn't continue. So that helped. We were really honest about how we felt.
Sounds like quite the drama from your dad.
Yeah.
I think we went 2 days or 3 days before we left. I want to speak about climbing that mountain.
We went to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And he was just...
What was kind of like the most difficult part, would you guys say, about doing the summit?
I think we'll have different experiences, so maybe we should both state ours. So my most difficult was most certainly on the day of summit. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd been hiking the last 100 meters till we got to the top, and we had to start the summit at midnight. So that means we walked a long day the day before. A long day is like 8 hours of walking. And we got to camp and we had to sleep really early because we had to be up at about 11:30 to start summit at midnight. So that was hard. Okay, it was fine. 12 o'clock came, 1 o'clock came, 2 o'clock came. But at 3 o'clock, I was like, I have had it. I'm done with this. I said to our friend, I'm actually done. Like, I'm turning around. Whatever, this is stupid. I don't know why we decided to do this. This doesn't make any sense. We're now 5,000 whatever meters above sea level. Like, I want to go home. Yo, that was hard. It was pitch black dark. We had 4 layers on our bottoms. We had 5 layers on our top. We had balaclava, beanie, gloves. So much. And it was snowing.
It was cold.
It was so dark. And then imagine you're on the flipping top of a mountain and then you're just walking.
You're walking. You are walking and they keep on seeing. You see that light? You see that light?
Light
coming
where?
on, and the light is not coming. The light looks like it's going further and further and further. It was crazy.
That was so hard.
I think for me, day 3 was also hard because I think it's the day when I was just vomiting from the beginning. It was just vomit. I couldn't eat. It was raining at some point. It was fogging. The weather was a mess and I could not stop vomiting.
She sat down on a rock and she just cried.
I said, don't cry, Jen. This is tough.
How long did it take you guys to actually make it up there?
We thought we were going on a 7-day, meaning like walk up in 6 days, come down on 1. But when we got there, we found out we're actually doing a 5-day hike, which is worse because you're more successful when you walk for longer because your body has more time to acclimatize. And we had 5 days. So we walked for 5, came back on day 6,
How do you then, kind of get your mental focus ready? Like, I'm going to do this. I'm missioning up this mountain that's so many kilometers up above sea level. How do you do it?
We had a few practice climbs. We did Mweni and we did one in Berkeley. We did 2 in Drakensberg, 1 here, local. And we used to walk a lot. We used to walk like long distances a lot. I think when we did Drakensberg Mweni, that was like a good practice round because the terrain is also not so nice. We got to sleep on the mountain for 2 nights. I think that was good preparation necessary.
It was good preparation on a mental and physical level. I'll admit, though, and be honest, that I wasn't very mentally strong. And Karabelo honestly kept me on that journey mentally. I could have been the most physically strong, yes, but mentally they were by far stronger than me. So had they not been there, I would have been a goner. I would have been like, whatever, bye, I'm out. So I wish Kari could actually speak to the mental strength because her vision was focused. She knew exactly what she wanted to achieve, and mentally she carried us.
She kept on telling us the story of Mulan the whole night, the night of the summit. I think she repeated that story 3 times, and we both had not watched it. We don't even want to watch it because I think we know it now off by heart. But you need more mental strength than physical strength because when you're mentally strong, then your feet will follow. And I think also running does that to us. When you run long distances, At some point, you run with your heart. You don't feel the pain. You just know that you have to finish.
Was reaching the peak at all emotional for you guys? Or let's start with you, Dineo.
Yes, tears were there. I was crying because I think the last 100 meters, I said, "Nee, gents, I am done. Shebang, eke lapile. I can't even walk." No, this is way too much. I'm done. But when you see welcome to Kilimanjaro, then it's all worth it. It's like you forget the pain, you forget everything. It was really just mind blowing. I think it's one of the experiences that no one will ever take away from me, and that I will always speak about to my children, my grandchildren, to whoever who wants to listen. I'll speak about that experience because it was really life-changing.
100%. Oh, it was so life-changing. The summit was hard for me also because we had split into two groups, and I was with one of our climbers, Chinese guy, and he was a character on the trip. But anyway, him and I were grouped together, and he was done. He was done to the point where he was sleeping. He was sleepwalking. Like, you'll think I'm crazy, but I swear to you, Shen was a goner. So it was our guide, Shen, and myself. And he was walking behind, but then we realized that this guy is sleeping, and we changed our position. So he had to come in the middle, and I kept hitting him with my stick because it's the last 70 meters. And this man, he can't walk anymore. So getting there was absolutely phenomenal. I keep saying to everyone that asks, the feeling of being above the clouds and not being in an airplane.
Yeah.
Being in your physical body is insane.
I wanted to ask if you guys had maybe some advice for other future climbers who might be keen on doing the summit as well.
I think don't overthink it. Don't think the worst things will happen, because they will happen. Just prepare your mind, most of all. Do your short hikes, do climatize, listen to your guides, very important. Finishing it was important because we had so many supporters. We had so many people that were behind us that were saying, guys, you can do it, go for it. So I think the commitment that we received, the support that we received from back home, and the cause that we ended up doing it for became greater than us, because we ended up having a whole campaign on GBV. We ended up having a whole campaign on cancer awareness. So the cause became greater than us, and then we knew that we had to finish. So I think you need to find something that is greater than you to do it. You need to attach meaning to it. For me, I think that's what I would say to everyone, because I believe everyone can make it, really, honestly.
Finding meaning is so important, because essentially that's your why. What is your why? What's going to get you up that mountain when your feet don't want to climb anymore? But from a practical perspective, I would advise that, one, do your research. Watch the YouTube videos. Just type in Trek to Kilimanjaro. There's millions of people who have put out very wonderful videos. Find a reliable guide. Talk to them well before you go on the journey. Start establishing your relationship with them. Explain to them who you are, the type of people you are, the type of crowd you are, and then together work out a good package with them. Definitely prepare before. We started training a bit late. We started hiking training or Kilimanjaro training a little bit late. We did it 2 months before. We should have done it 8 months. That would have helped, actually, because we would have been fitter. So become fit. Work out before, so that when you're on the mountain, you're not battling fitness and sickness. Choose a struggle. Rather be fit enough so that you're only battling sickness, because sickness is inevitable. Save. It's a pretty expensive excursion. So save so that when you're there, you can get what you want, what you need, and that you're not hustling your way up the mountain. Save and be comfortable. And then maybe try book a couple of days or at least a night at Zanzibar and go live your best life on an island afterwards, because you deserve it.
That's what we did.
I love the idea of being purpose-driven before you actually, decide to do the mission. And then what's next for you guys? Is Everest next?
Actually,
we might have something up our sleeve, but we just got to suss it out first.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining this week's episode of Sisters Without Shame, Bontle and Dineo. For more on their journey up Mt Kilimanjaro, check out healthformzansi.co.za. Now remember, if you are in a medical jam, you can send an email to hello@healthformzansi.co.za or send us an SOS to 076 1320454. I would never blue tick you, babes. There you have it, gentle guys and gentle ladies. You are unstoppable once you apply your mind to your mission. You may not realize this, but your thoughts are powerful. Have you ever noticed that when you focused on everything in a positive way, positive things happen? Like Bontle and Dineo said, they did a lot of introspection before they embarked on their summit. But in the end, it was all worth it. That brings us to the end of episode 37 of Sisters Without Shame, proudly brought to you by Healthform Zanzi. From me, Lulu Ngakani, have a great week and remember to show your girl some love by sharing this podcast with a friend.